What's up, Doc? It's like, what's good, everybody? It's the Canard economy. I was just thinking to myself, like, man, I'm really by myself on a beautiful summer Saturday. I'm like, I remember around this time, I would have been around eight of my friends. We'd have been at the Boulevard, maybe at in Largo Town Center. Just walking around, just having fun. Or we would go to the mall, Tyson's Corner, the Pentagon City Mall, St. Charles and Wardolph, even Iverson Mall in Prince George's County, Temple Hills. And I'm just like, wow. I feel like I'm in a different, I feel like I'm in a totally different timeline than what I was. But I'm still me though, but it's just the fact that I really don't like hanging out with people anymore. But I do at the same time though. But it's the conversations, it's the passive aggressiveness, it's the I don't like how men talk to each other, the conversation topics, the vibe and everything. And then if I say the wrong thing, they'll feel like they can punch me in the face, or if I do something that looks weird to them, they'll try to sun me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the correct me, I guess. But it's just I don't know. I'm just chilling though. Cause I be around everybody and they like I don't be around people like that, but when I'm around people my age, it's like they don't really acknowledge me. Not on some like narcissistic stuff, but it's like they just look forward. They don't say hello or nothing. It's just weird. But that's not what the video was gonna be about. I was just sitting here just thinking. But like I said, I'm by myself. I'm like, it's really all just competition. And if I don't look good, like if I didn't have my hair, like if I had a haircut, everybody would talk to me and all that stuff. And they probably think I'm crazy or something. They probably think I'm whatever. I don't know. But it's the fact that I have to look handsome and like be nice and groomed just for people to show love to me and all that. But I still get love because of my personality and everything once they know me and all that. But it's the fact that just when I'm on the street, it's just that aura and vibe. And it's probably because they know that it's all competition and I'm handsome and all that. So they probably have a perception of me and all that. But pretty much, I was gonna just say how I I kind of made all the quality content already of dancing. I showed off some video games. I showed off music. I talked about a lot of high level information. I gave people recommendations of my favorite movies, TV shows, fighting games, all that stuff. So and then like I said, like I keep saying, how these artists are copywriting me off of the most littlest things. Because that video I made about the preserving my music taste and ear, I can't believe Bad Baby blocked my video globally. That's why I have two of those same videos in a way. But I had to erase the song off just to show how far we've come with music and all that. Like, because around that time, that's around 2016, 2017. That's when mumble rap culture was starting to form. Like, that's why everything is how it is now. But, people like Made in Tokyo with that Uber Everywhere. And y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't remember the song like that, but he was on the song, and Asian Doll and Rich the Kid was on that song with Bad Baby, and I just want to show how, like I said, how far we come with all this music stuff. So I don't really know where I was getting at with this video, and I'm not gonna stop it. But I pretty much was gonna say how I feel compelled to compete with all these people because, like the music, like they're talking trash in the music. Like for example, that song by the Bad Baby, that song was called "Hi Bitch," so it's like she was just talking shit in the whole song. So it's lame as fuck. And that channel is it was on World Star Hip Hop, and the fact that they don't even they're not even like popular anymore, like how they used to with all this music, and they had the audacity to block it globally. Like that song is, I believe it's about 10 years old. So I believe that's I believe that song is about 10 years old, and not that I wanted to listen to it, but it's just the fact that I had those songs in my playlist from a long time ago because, like I said, it was a totally different time, and music was changing. But it's a good song though. I didn't click on it for Bad Baby or Asian Doll. It was mainly for, I believe, Rich the Kid, and even Made in Tokyo, because he used to make good music. It was decent. Like I didn't listen to it that much, but it was the flow at the time. So this video, I was pretty much gonna say how I kind of wanna, but not really. I really don't want to make music, but it's like I just want to make music for the competition aspect. You know what I mean? Like I don't really want to make. Well, I want to make hit songs. You know what I mean? I want to be like. I hate to say I want to be like Drake, but but that's like the top person, and I don't like how he's like from Canada or like a foreigner, and I don't like how he's kind of trolling America. You know what I'm saying? In a way, like, cause he's taking all of our women. He's talking trash in the music about American guys. Like on Sexy Songs for You, he was like, these American guys, so and so, my love. I forget. Like I said, I don't listen to him like that, but I just don't like the fact how he's so pushed on us. And like I'll be seeing pictures, it feels like he's trolling us. He just took he had that golf joint. We like, I like golf women. So it's almost like he took a golf bitch for me in a way. But not like I'm trying to get a golf girl, but it's just the fact that, he's going to different types of genres of women, I guess, diverse women, diverse groups of women, and it's like, man, he's just taking over. It's almost like a conqueror, if you will, like a Genghis Khan. Is it Napoleon? I was gonna say Napoleon Dynamite, but I think that's the movie. I think that's the movie where he was like, gosh, like with the glasses and all that. Like I said, I didn't see that movie, but I just like I was around, so the culture. But I just don't like how, people like Blade, Drake, Yeet, even Lil Uzi, even Cardi. Like I just don't like how these people are just dominating music like that, and it's not really good music. But oh, that's what I was gonna say. I also like I don't really want to make music, but once again for the competition purpose, I like it. Like I like how they don't like the billboards and all that, and that's what they're doing. That's what Drake is doing. He's competing with everybody. But I like how they're gifting him things. Like I like how they just gift some company. I don't know if it was. I believe it was probably Rolex. But Rolex gave him a whole iced out like this ice Rolex. And I like all that type of stuff, and I can't afford that stuff, so I don't know how I'm even buy that type of stuff. But the shitty part is about music. I was saying in my video before this, is witchcraft, and I don't want y'all to be like they're pretty much worshiping Drake. You know what I'm saying? They worship Cardi. They're worshiping. I mean, they're worshiping Playboy Cardi. They're worshiping Drake. Who else? Even that dude Bad Bunny. Like he has a few good songs. He has about two that I heard, but I haven't heard a song since the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like I would love to perform at things like that. You know, because that's the thing. I don't really want to make street music though. You know what I'm saying? Like I could talk that gangster stuff, but I don't really want. I don't really want that energy on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want. Like I don't want to attract other gang. Well, not other gangs, but I don't want to attract gangs in general. I don't want to attract unwanted attention. You feel me? Because I feel like if I go to the rap game and all that type of stuff, they're gonna try to extort me, and I don't go for none of that. You know what I mean? Like I don't believe in the jail system. Like I don't believe in jail rules. I don't believe in being buddy buddy with everybody. I don't believe in being extorted. I don't believe in giving y'all money. You know, especially like I said, I'm by myself 24/7. What I look like giving a gang money and all that type of stuff. I just can't do that. Or even being in a gang that's not from Maryland. Like that's so crazy to me. But they're in Maryland, I'm sure. But it's just the fact that they didn't originate in Maryland, Prince George's County at that. So, because like I said, we do neighborhoods and apartments and all that. And I'll be damned if some apartment down the street is gonna tell me what to do and not even say but extort me and all that stuff. And like I said, I love my family and all that. I don't want to, I don't want all that attention on my family because I would love to be a billionaire and all that type of stuff. But it's like, you know, but I like the gifts. I like all that type of stuff. But I don't want to be worshipped. You know what I mean? And then if I'm competing with them, I want to be the producer. I want to be the beat maker, and I want to be the person doing the vocals. But and I also don't want to get in the studio. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm kind of like I want to be like natural, like I'm doing right now. Like I like all naturalness. Like for example, I would want to do all natural instruments. Like I said, I would be a totally different type of artist. It would be straight like orchestra. It would be like a full band. The guitar, drum set, piano, type of stuff. But then that means I would have to pay people. So it's like I'm not being cheap, but I just it's the fact that I don't have money right now, as well as I don't want to like see how what I mean about the copyright and all that. Like somebody would be jealous and see I'm getting all this attention and royalties, if you will. They were like, oh, we want a piece of that because they play the instrument, but I'm like, no. And they deserve to get paid, of course, but it's like I don't want to pay you, and not in a bad way, but it's the fact that I'm trying to profit, and I want to be like the best of the best and all that. And it's not even being like a narcissist or ego thing. It's just the fact that it's literally competition and all that. But I wouldn't want to be independent at that, which is kind of also contradicting myself almost. It's like I want to be independent, but then I want the advance from the labels. You know what I mean? Like I want to be on a major label, like how Drake and all them are, like how their music is getting pushed and all that. But I want my stuff to be like the real deal. I want to be like a Michael Jackson type of thing, you know. And people are like, oh, he think he could be Michael Jackson? Yeah. With Michael Jackson, his music isn't really all that, and I know I'm gonna get flack for that. It's really, I'm pretty sure he didn't freestyle that music, so I'm pretty sure he sat there and wrote it. He didn't make the beats. So, and also that he's also manipulating people, Michael Jackson. RP him, but he's there. Like around that time, we didn't have all these artists like how we do now. and everybody could just make a song like that. Michael Jackson, he was on a label. He was in the industry. So he had the best music out. Like he's like he's pretty much their Drake, if I'm making sense. Like they Drake would have been the same Michael Jackson. I know that sounds insane, but I know real ones understand what I mean, and even Drake feels that way, which is why he purchased Michael Jackson's glove, which I feel once again I feel like he's disrespecting American music. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like. I feel like as a man and as a as another alpha male, I'm like I don't like how like American women is singing his songs, and if Drake pulled up, he could literally take our women, and it's like a wife. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, how everybody's married and all that. Drake could come to your wife right now and say, "Come with me," and she will look at her husband and say, "I'm sorry," and she will go. Like I know that sounds insane, but I mean, some will say no because they know they won't be the only one. But that's not because of the husband. That's her. That's the woman's ego. So that's also an egotistical. She doesn't want to share nobody type of thing, which is why a lot of women don't want to compete with. Well, that's I meant to say that's why a lot of women don't want rich men because they know they don't have that advantage over them, and um, I didn't mean to say but they know they have to actually work for it. You know what I mean? They know that they can never just relax and say, "Oh, I don't have to try anymore. I can get fat. I don't have to clean the house. I don't have to cook. I don't have to have sex with him whenever he wants and all that type of stuff." So, yeah, like I was saying, I believe that Drake it would have been on the same level of Michael Jackson. Like everybody's saying no right now, but that's only because we have other forms of music. When Michael Jackson came out, there was music, but there wasn't a lot of music. And at the time, there was there was only CDs. You know what I'm saying? So people had to really be picky and choosy with their forms of art and all that. Because like for example, right now, if Drake went to another country or even in America, people would faint. People would crowd him like that. And people are egotistical now. They weren't as egotistical back then, so they was worshiping him on a god level. And Michael Jackson, he's enlightened, if you will. I believe, yeah, I guess that's the word, enlightened. And he was spiritual, so he was making positive music and all that. Not like Drake, so that's the advantage that he has over them. That's why his music is so timeless. I wanna rock with you. Like I don't listen to Michael Jackson. Like I don't. I probably know about. I can't even name the songs. I know about maybe five, six of Michael Jackson songs, and that's only because we played them in the marching band. That was only because we played them in the marching band. I was in the jazz band, and I played the drum set, so I know about like Earth, Wind, and Fire and all those type of people. Billy May, not Billy Mays, like Franklin, Franklin Beverly, and all them type of people. Mays and Beverly, something like that. Like it's good music, but I just I've heard better. So shout out Blade, but he doesn't make as quality music like he used to. Because I believe Blade is my I believe Blade is my version of Michael Jackson. He makes all this positive music and he really tries at the highest forms. So, but once again, he copyrights my music. I mean, he copyrights his music on my videos, and that pisses me off. So, and it pisses me off because not because he gets that ad revenue, which is a reason, but he blocks it globally, and I don't like that at all. Because he's benefiting off of Americans and all this other stuff. He's in Sweden right now. So, at any moment in time, because I remember I was on SoundCloud listening to his music, and randomly his music just disappeared. So, and he didn't let nobody know. But it came back. It was like some license thing, but it's the fact that it still disappeared at any moment in time. But I listened to his music so much that, I kind of remember it in my head. I don't really have to go back and listen to it. Like his album Glue, Ever Since, his mixtape, his mixtape Working on Dying, with the producer or beat maker working on Dying. His album Red Light, which I don't, and see, that's how you know like these artists aren't, well, that's how you know these artists aren't really that good, because the homie Anthony Fantano, who doesn't have any type of music bias and listens to all genres of music, he's even saying that these Drake albums, these Blade albums, these Lil Uzi albums, they're mid. You know, like for example, he gave Little Uzi's tape, that EP, he gave that a one. So that's how you know I'm on the right type of time, and like I'm being critical just like him. But I gave it a 3.5 because I showed y'all the songs and all that type of stuff in that little 4 minute video. The she just, you know, and also it feels like that time where I feel like make I didn't mean to say and misspeak, but I also wanted to make video games. I wanted to make a Netflix series like a Neo Yokio, even a Kakagori. But that's kind of too sexual in a way, too provocative. I think that's the word. You know, I would like to make my own type of fashion, but I don't like all this stuff is so. What's in it? I would love to make something like this. This is pretty cool. That's fire. I don't even wear this. I just, I'm from, I'm from Maryland, but once again, my what's the name is DC. Like once again, that team. I mean, they took it. I believe they took it out the stadium or whatever. But FedEx Field, I believe that's what it's called, is in Landover, Maryland, which is Prince George's County, which is where I'm from. So yeah, but I would like to compete with some of the best artists and my favorite artists just for fun. Like I don't want to make music for money, but I just want to. I want them to sweat. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to feel like they have a monopoly on music. You know what I mean? But once again, their advantage on me is I'm trying to do it all by myself. They have ghostwriters that they'll never speak on. They have producers, more than one at that. I remember for Playboy Cardi, the I Am Music, they said this motherfucker had. I hate to spit up propaganda, but I think they said about 10 producers, like on some other stuff, like what? But that's why the music is so good. Like he had the DJ Swamp Izzo. Like I never even heard of him before, but he really elevated that music by saying Swamp Izzo and all that type of stuff. Like that was really like I never heard something like that before. So that's why I still respect these artists, and I still like to check for these artists because they're still transcending music. Like they're still the best stuff on the market, especially in hip hop. You know, I'll even say Future, even though I never heard Dirty Sprite 2. I never heard his other tapes. The only tape I heard of him was I Never Liked You. And once again, it feels like they're cucking us in the music by saying stuff like that. Because the album is called I Never Liked You. And who is he talking about? He's probably talking about women, I'm sure. But it's like the fact that, you know. And even in Blade, that song, is it called Black Mirror? I think it's called Black Mirror. And in the beginning, he said, fuck you. And then he said, fuck you too. So they just be talking trash in the music. And I think I didn't speak on the Rico Nasty in my previous video all the way. I was saying how she made a song called CDG Foams, and she's just talking shit in the music to us, to her fans, or if you will. I'm not a fan of her, but I listened to like 3 songs from a long time ago, like iCarly. That's the only song I know. that's the only song I remember. But I heard the song. It's a good song, but it's just the fact that the lyrics are so like in your face, raunchy of talking shit. Like she was talking about how she got dudes in jail who will shank you and all that stuff. I'm like, why would y'all say that? Like it's just the lyrics. It's 2026 and they're like talking trash in the music. I don't mess with that. Look at this joint. Let me show y'all that I'm not faking this joint. Look at this. Hold on. Y'all see that car that just stopped right in front of my Jeep? Look at that. But yeah, though. But like I said, he lives across the street. But it's the fact that I just randomly popped up and I seen that. And once again, yeah, I sold my street, but I don't care, bro. I don't give a fuck. You know. And like I said, he lived right across the street. We're probably like the same age, or he may be like 30 or something. I'm 28, but it's the fact that they just moved to the neighborhood maybe about a year or two ago, and they didn't introduce themselves. Or I got a neighbor who just moved over here, like next to me. They didn't introduce themselves. They don't say hello or nothing like that. And people probably like they don't feel like they have to. But it's the fact that y'all have that spirit where y'all think y'all don't have to say hello to neighbors and all that. And then everybody's like, "Oh, why is the country falling and everything? Why is the country so negative and all that?" Well, it's y'all. It's the white people, it's the black people. I don't want to really. I mean, it's the Hispanics, but they're not really. They don't really have any say so. You know what I'm saying? They're guests, the foreigners. And y'all probably say, "Oh, black people are guests too," but no, but not at all. We were here from the almost from the very beginning of what really built this country. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been here. We were slaves at first, and it's like that's so mind blowing. Like I still can't believe that. And I was saying how nobody has come to our rescue. You know what I mean? As black people, like the Africans, they warring over there. They still killing people for being gay. So they so what's the name? They so behind and all that type of stuff. They can't even get their like they can't even get those small organizations together, like those terrorist groups and all that. They can't even fight them off. Like they still warring like crazy over there. I know I believe it's Ghana, they still got to walk to get water and all that ridiculous stuff. So we're not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They be like, go back to Africa. We never left. I mean, never went over there. I don't get any. What's that called? I don't have a pen pal. I never got a. I never did. What's that thing? 23andMe or something like that, or some type of database. Like the fact that I have to go to the white people. The fact that I have to go to the white people to figure out what my ancestry is and all that type of stuff is a red flag in itself. You know, I don't get a check in the mail for slavery. I don't get none of that stuff. So I don't believe in I don't believe in going back to that, especially when our families work for the government and all that. So for 20 years and all that, there's black soldiers who served 20 years in the military. I know I know an old school guy who served in the military for 20 years, and that still blows my mind. I'm like, how did you survive? How is that possible? He was in the army. He was what's the thing, a paratrooper or something like that. But people serve their time and all that, and I would serve my time too. But I'm seeing how people really feel, and we're not getting our credit. Like they're still saying like the usual suspects and all that garbage and propaganda. Like I said, it's called selective outrage. Just to preserve their race. Because they're high IQ, so they know about perception and all that. Just like the Japanese, they doing that same thing. You know, I've seen other cultures calling us the N word and all that. It's so disgusting. But yeah, so I'm just talking. I don't know, but I'm not just talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking real stuff though. But the video is pretty much on how I kind of wanted to make music just to compete with Drake, Blade, Playboy Cardi, and all that. Just to make them drop better music. You know what I mean? Because I don't like how they can just release this music and get Grammys and even get praised on a high level, like they're getting free stuff and all that. I'm like, but they got it down to a science. Like their stuff is so deep. Like they're probably putting witchcraft in the music, like I said. Because if you look at the old school metal rock bands like Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, and I'll go even deeper and say to this old jazz musician, I forgot his name, but y'all probably know who I'm talking about. And I hate to say that, I'm not even gonna say the lyrics, but I believe like he was like a guitarist. He was an old school jazz guitarist, and I don't know if it was jazz or country, but I think it was jazz. But he has a song called "Oh My Sweet Satan," and I believe he sold his soul to the devil to get those songs. Those rock songs, like those popular rock songs. And once again, the guy, the jazz musician, the black guy, I don't know his name, but y'all probably know who I'm talking about. But he has songs like worshiping the devil is wild, like an old school guy, like from the '60s and '50s, you know. But it still blows my mind how we listen to some of these people and they pretty much confess that they were Satanists, and like they have upside down crosses on them and they wear it. You know, it still blows my mind. But they're saying how it's like a gimmick or they're playing a character, but no, they're not playing a character at all. So and then if you really look at that stuff, there's truth into it. So they're definitely worshiping it. You know, Playboy Cardi, Little Uzi, Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely. Like, how do y'all think they're getting those beats? And then it's not like natural instruments at that. So it's like they're really, once again, they're at the highest levels. You don't think they're talking to Satanists, and you don't think they have Satanist producers and beat makers and all that type of stuff. Once again, I spoke on this in a previous video, but they know about vibrations and frequencies and the hertz and all that type of stuff. And they know if you tune certain instruments like the guitar. Oh my God, it's maximum file size again. All right, but like how the guitar. How do you think we get some of these natural instruments? Y'all think it was somebody like? Notice how we haven't got any new instruments recently in the modern century. Like there may be new forms of it, but notice how we haven't got a new drum and all that type of stuff. A new form of guitar. Like there's different types of guitars, like the electric guitar, the bass guitar, and all that type of stuff. But notice how those are all old things. So I believe these people communed with spirits to get all this stuff, and I'm not willing to take it to that level. Because at the very least, I was gonna say Yeet. He has a lyric. He said, "I'm gonna tell y'all how I'm doing this shit. I got the devil on my back, and all that type of stuff." It's like what? like some of these people are like actively telling you that they're worshiping the devil, and it's like whatever. Give them a Grammy, let him go. What's the name? Let him keep making all this excellent music. Like he doesn't. Matter of fact, his album cover has him playing chess with the devil. It's like I could literally show y'all, but once again, that's wasting time. But like all this stuff, it's like these are the people who I'm supposed to be competing with at the highest level, and even Blade. I'm not saying he's a Satanist, but he's definitely communion. He's communing with spirits, because you could hear it in the music, not the spirit. Well, some of the songs you could kind of hear the spirits, but like his songs are spiritual. You know what I mean?
I started this channel in August of
Like I said, he has all this excellent music. He has the best music in the world to me. Because of the lyrics of what he's saying. Like he's actually talking about meaningful music, and he has all these excellent producers and beat makers from Sweden. So, but like I said, that competition is fun to me. Even the home. Well, he's not my homie because I think he's lame. But that dude named Slayer, the fat black dude, like even Dave Blunt's, those two make very very excellent music. But they call him a burger, like which is a lame. And if you look on Twitter, you can see how they tweet. They're very very lame. Like all these people, all these rappers, Little Baby, 42 Doug. I'm seeing all these people. I'm like, they supposed to be gangsters, and they talking about like bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find that Yeet album where he has the devil with him. Did they change it? I don't even see it. But it was before. Like this is my favorite tape of him, right here, of the Up to Me. But I swear he had a tape where he had the picture of him and the devil. Like it was like a painting looking picture. I don't know where it's at. So, but see, that's what I'm saying. Once again, that's that weird shit. I don't know where it's at. But if y'all probably know what I'm talking about though. That's weird. All right. But I know what I'm talking about though. I wouldn't say that for no reason. You feel me? And if y'all was around, y'all should know. If y'all was around for the Plug and B wave, y'all should know because they spoke on it. you know. And matter of fact, I know the song that you know. I know the song that he was talking about. He had the devil in his back. Now that I could still show, but they're gonna copyright this video, and I'm not going for it. So, like I said, I would love to compete with Yeet and all that type of stuff. But like I said, the music isn't that good, so it's like they're basing their stuff off of personality. I'm trying to base my stuff off of music, like music at the highest forms. All right, what 37 minutes in? I don't even know what this video's gonna be titled. I'm just flowing. Gotta make these, gotta shit out these videos. But I'm not really shitting them out though. I'm genuinely talking about real information and all that. So yeah. And it's probably delayed now. So I'm gonna just start making these 30-minute videos until I get a new phone or something. Until I get a new phone. I wonder if y'all saw that new iPhone that they're planning on dropping just for Americans for a little bit. So that's kind of fire. I think it's like a foldable iPhone. I'm like, man, we came a long way. We came a very, very long way. I think I had the iPhone 5S downstairs, but I'm not going back downstairs. And I kind of wanted to make a video of me listening to my favorite music, and then pretty much adding my own stylistic ad libs and all that to it. But I'm like, because when I tried to make the song, when I tried to, well, when I thought about making the video, and I was trying to figure out what songs to pick, I got like, I just didn't feel like doing it, because the songs weren't that good. You see what I'm saying? Like when I'm like, I love the songs, like I love listening to them, but it's the fact that, like when I'm really really critical, and like when I'm really really picky with my music, it's like I can't, like what I associate myself with. You know, that's why I don't play all the songs on this channel. I pick certain songs Like those songs I vouch for. You feel me? I vouch for those songs. So, and the fact that I made all those videos and I got 0 likes, but then I'm looking back at the songs and I'm looking back at the videos. They're really beautiful. They're really beautiful. They're really beautiful videos. So that's how I know I'm not tripping that like the songs aren't bad. So I mean the videos aren't bad. It's just somehow, some way I'm not getting traction. But it could possibly be because I'm doing vertical videos, and what I've seen, the videos kind of look like, I hate to say look like trash, but they're kind of small and they're kind of narrow, so it's kind of hard to see everything. I don't have a I don't have the best cell phone out right now. I have a small TV, so I'm really working with the best of what I have. So the fact that I'm even able to make these cool videos is pretty impressive. You know, even me talking like this, like I said, this is the first time I talked all day. So I don't really have nobody to talk to on purpose. You know, I can make friends. But I'm just like, I don't even have time for friends. Because as you can see, it's Saturday, right? It's 6:20. I would have been outside with the homies, and I wouldn't be able to make videos. So, and I got to put this work in. But then with the friends thing, I've been popular. I've been popular all my life. So the fact that I have 0 now is mind blowing. So, because at the very least, I still got at the very least I still got 68 subscribers for when I used to make fight videos and post a little Call of Duty. When I was with my friends Denzel and Tyrese, we used to play Call of Duty on Black Ops 2 before the port. You know what I'm saying? Like the actual Call of Duty, Black Ops 1 and 2. From we was in middle school when that came out. So that's when we were sniping. We used to do sniper rifles, and that's when they used to do things like phase montages and all that stuff. Like I said, it's a totally different time now. But I would love to have my own gaming league and compete with these people. Like I would love to get everybody from the DMV and have a 5-man team. We would take over the whole joint. And we wouldn't use energy drinks. We wouldn't use the same 3 machine guns with attachments and all that bullshit. Like we would really be like our own little militia type thing. So yeah. And I don't even have the urge to have friends and all that. I don't feel lonely or anything. So and then when I get around people, it's like, ugh. Like just having to talk to people is like having to think of the conversation and all that stuff is so exhausting. Because I don't like to say whatever comes to mind. Because like I said, not like I said, but I pretty much I'm kind of like a Tibetan monk and a Buddhist monk and all those type of things. I low key took something called the oath of silence. So me just yapping, I can't really do that, you know. And yeah, some people may probably think I'm yapping on here, but I'm not really. This wasn't a pre-made scripted video, so none of my videos are scripted. And we should be able to go off on tangents, ramble, yap on our video. It's YouTube. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty much bringing that real YouTube back because a lot of people aren't doing this. I don't see anybody else making a video like this. And on top of that, being in the comment section, because I'm seeing all these quote unquote like real people making these real videos that like they're doing it from like a webcam or something. Xena Weena, Jet Franzen. I'll say that dude. I forgot his name. That quick. Oh, Marshall Brockway. That's who it is. You know, see how he just disappeared from everybody. You know, he was talking all that stuff. He's from Virginia, so he was. You know, he made all these videos. Everybody sucking his dick and shit. Next thing you know, he said he don't feel like making videos no more. You know, and everybody's just like, okay, we understand. But then he's also not talking to nobody in the comment section. So, nor is Suluminati. You know, he's like some fake pastor wannabe now. And you have to pretty much pay him to make videos. I'm not going for that. So like, so I'm like, he needs to either, the metaphor, he needs to either shit or get off the pot, you know? Because real ones are taking over now, so. And he's a real one, but it's the fact that, you know, he's not acting like a real one. So, so he need to go ahead and kick rocks. All right. Like I said, I gotta drop all these videos. I don't like making negative videos anymore. Like talking about, you know, conspiracy theories and all that type of stuff because it doesn't really get pushed in the algorithm. So, but it's not like I'm trying to get pushed in the algorithm. I would like it, but I'm not making videos for a specific audience. You know what I mean? A target audience and all that. Because like I said, I know what type of target audience they want, and I see the audiences and different types of contents, genres, races, and diversity. So, and it's all shit. You know, I'm seeing all the types of comments is trash, and I click on their profile pictures. They're not showing their face. I comment to them, they don't comment back. They could be scamming. Their accounts are only about a week, month, or at the most 4 years old. And even some are 12 years old channels, but they're still like bots, you know, to get off that illusion, like people like me that are saying that it's mainly 4 years and all that. So now they got people they got bots that have 12, 11, 13-year old type channels that make it seem like they've been around for a long time, but they're still, you know what I mean? They're still bots. They'd be like, I heard from this person, this financial advisor, so and so, Jane Doe. And then there'll be another comment saying, oh, I heard of her. Tell me more. Or she helped me invest $2,000 or something like that. And then there'll be like a whole thread of other people saying, oh, yeah, I know, I heard of it and all that type of stuff. I'm pretty sure y'all seen that type of comment. It'd be like, it's almost like a turn $100 into $1,000 type of scam thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just scams, you know. And yeah, all right. So I guess that's the end of the video. I don't really know what else to. Well, I know what else to. You know, I know what other content to make, but it's like just some easy content or digestible content. Cause it's the fact that I can't really go outside of myself and use other content. You know, cause the dancing, I don't really want to dance anymore. Like I did all that. Nor do I want to dance to their songs. You feel me? And then I don't get compensated for it. So they copyright the songs. I don't really want to dance in silence, nor do I want to dance at all. Like I said, that's a human thing. I don't really feel like dancing, you know? So I don't feel like dancing. I don't feel like doing music. I don't feel like making music. But I do like competing though. I like doing this creativity and I like being able to, you know, make these long form videos. But do I want to make music? No. Do I want to be a producer? No. Do I want to be a beat maker? No. Do I want to be a rapper? Fuck no. What else? What else is there? Do I want to play video games? Yeah, but not the new video games. Like all the new games suck. Like there's a few good ones. You know that Kingdom Hearts game is coming out, but that's like, I don't even think they'll let me live stream that. You know, or record it like how Rad Brad does. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but that's the person that I like to look at for like the newest games, and they come out early too. So that's the Rad Brad. But once again, he's trash at video games though, so it kind of like when you're a professional gamer and you're really really good at video games, it's hard seeing other people play games in a crappy way and they die multiple times. That's why I don't like looking at Doctor Disrespect no more. He's like something called a locale, if you will. It's LULCOW. He's pretty much like a laughing stock in a way, like a clown. You know what I'm saying? Like he has that wig on. He has those sunshades, the little goofy mustache, the like that old type of motorcycle mustache. I think that's what it's called. He got his little get up on, some bulletproof vests. He has like the cool edits and all that stuff. So he's the best one that's on the market or was pushed on us, but he's so bad at video games. Like he called himself the two-time champion or whatever. And I'm like, I don't even know what he's talking about. The two-time of what? Because I'm seeing him play video games and it's like he needs other people to play with him, like so he can progress and all that. So, but then he's still getting allegedly. I don't know. He could be sponsored. They could be forcing that on him to bait donations. He gets like these things called 20 gifted subs. Like I don't know what that is, but somewhat it's subscriptions. But I guess they pay for certain people to get subscriptions. And then he has the comment section locked. Like so, you pretty much have to pay him to talk in the comment section, and it's like not worth it. And then you look at the comment section; they're not even talking with each other, nor is he even looking at the chat for real. But he looks at it because they pay him. But like if you see the chat, it's just them being what you would call a yes man, and they pretty much just I didn't want to say that word, but I'll just say being a fan, being a super fan, if you will. They call it a stan, but you know, but yeah. All right, it's 52 minutes. I'm head out. Make sure I don't got nothing else to say. My phone is on 23%. This joint was at. I started off at 70%, and that was in the previous video. So it was 70%, and then I charged it back up to about 60. So we're at here with it, and it's 23%. So I don't really know where to go here with the channel. Like I said, I already did I wasn't finished with that. I didn't do the. Like I said, I stopped at video games, but I already showed my music taste. I don't really want to make music. I danced. I talked about high level knowledge. I showed self improvement. What else? I mean, I could talk about books and stuff, but it's like everybody. Like I don't want to. I want to be my own type of economy. You feel me? Like, and then people already have these genres on lock. Like everybody already has their favorite YouTubers. So that's kind of the hard part about making these videos. That's why I kind of want to just talk about information and just talk about knowledge and all that. Because, like I said, I don't see anybody making channels like this real and all that. Like they got to get on the camera and say, "Hey," and then be all proper. And then they got a script and all that. Like I said, I want to be 100% black pill channel and showing that everybody they can do this too by starting their own economy. But I mean, eventually, hopefully, I get the views and all that because YouTube is going to be around forever. So at least it'll make me. But I checked out the like how much people are making off these little videos. not like this per se, but 1 hour content. And I really don't want to put ads in. That's the part that's messing me up. I'm like, because Dr. Disrespect does that lame stuff. Like he puts ads in it and he live streams, so that's even worse. So I think he does that every 5 or 10 minutes, and it feels like the time go by so quick. And then when it's like an important moment in the game, an ad hits us, and it's like, ugh. And I'm basing things off of how I see the internet and YouTube. If I keep getting hit with ads, I'm gonna click off the video. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that type of stuff. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, but if you're a premium user, you don't have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So but I do have to spam ads though, because I need the money. Like I said, I'm not making these videos. I'm making these videos for fun, but I still need an Xbox, and nobody's cash apping me. So unfortunately, once again, y'all not cash apping me. I'm not seeing any likes on the videos. I'm not seeing any likes on the videos. I'm not getting traction and all that. So y'all have the opportunity to watch the videos for free. So y'all pretty much have to pay that toll of the ads. All right. Oh, what, 56 minutes in? Like for example, if I cut this video off right now, and I look at my video that I just made, it's gonna say 0 views. It's gonna be no traction. And I'm like, oh, but I was gonna like I was saying, I didn't. I don't really want to make music, nor do I want to influence y'all music, especially being around street dudes, because I don't want to tell them the music sucks and then they end up shooting me or something for telling them the truth. So I don't want to dance anymore. I don't want to I don't want to dance anymore because I feel like I'm hip hop Harry or the Wiggles. I feel like I'm dancing for the youth and shit. I don't like that. And I'm seeing other people dance and it's trash, and somehow, some way, they're getting the views. I saw Nine Vicious do a little dance. I'm like, that shit looked terrible, and the music was trash and all that. I'm like, and there was this another girl. She was dancing. It's like dun 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 dun. I can't even do it because I don't even remember the song like that. But she was dancing to some like old school soul soul song. Like it's like she was dancing like she was in a Soul Train type of video, and it was cool. But she's only doing that same dance. She's doing one dance over and over with the same song, and she's getting traction from celebrities and all that stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So I'm just I'm just loving this jean jacket. I saw this little Levi's joint. Like I had this joint since high school. That's when all these type of things were popular. Like I don't even wear Levi's. Y'all saw I wear True Religion now, but a long time ago this stuff was popular. Like it was this stuff called Blue Dolphin, Pink Dolphin. It was Pink Dolphin and Levi's jean jacket vest. I don't know where they got that from, but it was cool. So like I said, I don't want to make dance videos anymore. Like that was the last one I wanted to make. That the light is leaving us all and all that. I even did a little drum thing. So like I said, I didn't get any recognition for that for being multitasking, which was pretty cool. I did the dance videos, I did the music videos, and like I said, I get copyright for the music videos, so that's free money for somebody else, and I'm not a hoe. You know what I mean? So no more dancing, no more music. That's what I'm saying. I'm almost like a stripper. I'm dancing for them and all that. So I'm not doing no more dancing. I'm not doing no more. playing other people's music. I don't really want to sing, but I didn't make a video on singing, but I don't have any music, so I don't really want to. I don't really want to do that. But I would love to sing songs like, Carry Onward, Wayward Son by, what is that, Kansas, or Any Way You Want It by whatever that band is called. And also like that song by AC/DC, Let There Be Rock. I showed y'all that song in the Chongqing China song, and the Chongqing China City video that I just posted. How it was a song called Jagged Gorgeous Winter. I would love to sing little songs like that, but they will copyright the fuck out of me. The song Float On, the song Reptilia by The Strokes, Spaceman by The Killers, It's so many excellent music, but I don't know what will be acceptable until I not only edit these long ass videos for an hour, because it has to save and download and all that bullshit, and then I have to post on YouTube. Like, not only do I have to do the editor app, I have to post it on YouTube, and that takes an hour. So I would have to wait an hour just off of making these 1 hour videos, just for them to say it's globally blocked. Like, there's about 3 videos I made recently that will never see the light of day. I made that Disney video. It's gone again. Like, because they come out of nowhere and say dispute rejected or dispute claimed or something like that. Resolved. Dispute resolved. That video I just made about remember I was talking about the bad baby? I had to erase that out. If I didn't have that option to erase that song out, the whole thing would have been blocked globally, which is why I made those 2. So I don't want to sing. I don't want to talk about political things, because that puts like a target on your back, and they just I don't know if they just did this, but I saw a video where it said Nick Fuentes. I don't know if y'all know who that is, and y'all don't need to know who that is, but there's a guy named Nick Fuentes. He has his own little personal thing that he does, almost like this, except he's like, I almost called him an actor, but he has like he's playing like a character, but he's not playing a character. You know what I mean? Like, he has like like a news type desk. Y'all know, like, when y'all see the news media, like Fox 5, CNN, they have like that little table or whatever, like a news desk. And he has a little background and all that stuff. So, but like I was saying, they froze his bank account because he was talking about like high level politics, and I guess he wasn't conforming to our allies. So in the background that we'll never know of, somebody like Israel, someone like somewhere in Europe, they'll probably tap our shoulder and say, hey, y'all need to stop talking about us. Or they'll go to Donald Trump and say, hey, we don't like this propaganda that these people are spreading, and y'all need to get that situated. Because at the very least, like I said before, well, not like I said, but they froze Nick Fuentes' bank account, and then on the flip side, during the pandemic, Mark Zuckerberg told on a podcast, the Joe Rogan podcast, which I recommended to y'all again, the Joe Rogan podcast and the Lex Friedman podcast, he admitted, which he did some coward stuff, because he's saying it now after the administration is gone, but he spoke on how 15%, that's crazy, but he spoke on how Joe Biden and them told him, hey, y'all need to censor that coronavirus stuff. So if I was making videos like this during the pandemic, and I was talking about, like, if I said the word coronavirus, they would probably shut my channel down. Because everything's coming to light now. How they were talking about how they purposely hid stuff to not make the panic, to not make the crowd panic, the people panic, the population panic. So, and that now they're trying to throw Anthony Fauci under the bus, like he wasn't the main person really helping out everything. Like he was the only person on camera. So now they got to pretty much crucify him just to keep the public, safe. I mean, not safe, but keep the public from being, what is it? Being a mob, being a mob. Like with the pitchforks and all that. Because they made people take them vaccines, and I believe that's why everybody's like acting up and everything. But they was acting up before the pandemic, so. But I believe we have things like the CIA and the FBI and all that type of stuff. They possibly could have put stuff in that stuff, and you know, and we'll never know. We'll literally have no idea. Because they have things like NDAs, like all those scientists and all that. Everybody just sitting there like do 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 do. You know what I'm saying? All the scientists that worked on it, they're just in the public. They're just walking around like they didn't start a whole coronavirus, and nobody get in trouble for that either. It's just like whatever.